Hello class, today we're going to be learning lesson 1-6 in your textbooks, and this is all about learning how to classify polygons. So we need to begin by asking ourselves, what is a polygon? And you might remember this, that it's some sort of shape. So let me give you some further definitions for what a polygon truly is. The first is that it has to be a closed plane. So there can't be any openings on it. All right, and when I say it's plane, it's a flat surface, so it's not three-dimensional. So it's a closed plane with 3 or more straight sides. That straight is also very important. Okay, so it's a closed shape, so there's no openings. It has 3 or more straight sides. And the last thing is that that these sides only intersect at the endpoints. So this means that never are you going to see any of the sides crossing one another. Okay. Some other terms is that each endpoint is called the vertex. And so you might think of it as a corner, all right, but we call it a vertex. So that's an important key term. And we give a name to a polygon by listing the vertices in order. By listing the vertices in order. So let me give you an example just to refresh your memory. I'm going to draw you a polygon. So again, it's any closed shape that has 3 or more straight sides, and those sides never cross one another. They always meet at their endpoints. So I'm going to label this A, B, C, D, and E. This is a polygon. It fits all of my qualifications, and I can name it by starting at any of the vertices. Maybe I'm going to start with D and name it D, E, A, B, C. As long as you're listing the vertices in order and not saying, oh, this is polygon D, B, E, C, A, and going from opposite corners, you can label it however you want. I could label it A, B, C, D, E. And this is still talking about the same polygon. Now, something that would not be a polygon is, for instance, maybe if you have a shape like this that kind of looks like an hourglass. This is not a polygon because it crosses right here. It looks like a bow tie. Not a polygon. All right, so we have those definitions down. Let's talk about something else. There's 2 different types of polygons. You can have a convex polygon, or you can also have a concave polygon. So what a convex polygon is a polygon that has any line passing through only 2 sides. Okay, so let me draw an example for you. I'm going to draw just some random polygon that has maybe just 4 sides on it. Okay, so if I want to draw any line through this polygon, you can see that it's only crossing two sides. I could draw line any direction that I want, and every single time I'm finding it's only crossing two sides. The difference, though, is with a concave polygon. The definition of a concave polygon is that any line that you draw through this polygon passes through at least three sides. So we'll say three or more sides. Okay, so let me draw a really good example. And I'm taking my time, just like you are, with drawing these pictures. So this is an example of a concave polygon. And as you can see, I can draw one line right here, and this one line is hitting 1, 2, 3, 4 of the sides. So this is a concave polygon. It kind of caves in, if you want to think of it that way. So this side is pointing inward, and that's an example of a concave polygon. Okay? So let's move on to something else. How do you name a polygon? All right, there's huge polygons with so many different sides. So really, all that you have to do is you have to count the number of sides. So I made a little chart right here, and we're going to go over some of the most basic ones. So a polygon, as we looked at with our definition, has 3 or more sides. So we're going to start with a 3-sided polygon, and you should know this already. That's called a triangle. We know that there's different types of triangles, but just to classify this polygon, if it has 3 sides, it's a triangle. If it has 4 sides, we know so many different 4-sided shapes, like a square, a rectangle, a rhombus. Well, all of those are classified as quadrilaterals. Okay. A 5-sided polygon is called a pentagon. 6-sided polygon is a hexagon. The way that I always remember is 6 has an X in it, and same with hexagon, it has an X. 7-sided polygon is a heptagon. If it has 8 sides, think of an octopus, it's an octagon. A 9-sided polygon is a nonagon. If it has 10 sides, we call it a decagon. We don't really have a name for an 11-sided polygon, but one with 12 sides is a dodecagon. Now we know that we can have shapes with bigger amounts of sides than this. So let's say that it has any number of sides. This is really easy. We just call it an n-gon. So for example, if you have something with 14 sides, the name of it is a 14-gon. And that's it. Okay? Now there's one more thing that I'm going to show you, and these are 2 terms. One is an equilateral polygon and another is an equiangular polygon. So what's the difference between those? Well, we would say that a polygon is equilateral if all sides are congruent. And a polygon is called equiangular if all angles are congruent. And in the end, if you ever find a polygon that is both equilateral and equiangular, it's called a regular polygon. That means that it's both. So for instance, I'm just going to draw one more picture for you and then we're going to be done. If I was going to have, let's say, a pentagon, okay, I could draw a pentagon however I want. It needs to have 5 sides, 3, 4, 5, okay? According to our definition, all of the sides are straight lines and it's closed and they're never crossing, so this is a pentagon, okay? If I wanted to draw a regular pentagon though, I would need to draw a shape, and this is my sketching of it, but I would need to draw a shape where all 5 sides were the same length. And the way that in geometry we're going to show that all 5 sides are the same length is by putting a little slash through that side. And so 1 slash, if I see it elsewhere, that means it's the exact same length. And also, all of the angles have to be the same. So if I put one little arch in that corner, then that means that all of those angles are exactly the same. So this would be a regular pentagon. It has both of those aspects, where this is just any old pentagon. And that's it for our notes for today. So I hope you have that down, and if you have any questions, come and see me when class begins tomorrow.